welcome everybody. This is, of course, Ponies with Pockets Gaming, and yes, I am the fangirl. Thank you for asking. Or not. Doesn't matter. Not today. We are. What are we doing today? Well, friends, this is meeting 0 of Ponies with Pockets Gaming's first D&D campaign.
Yay!
And there was much rejoicing.
Yay!
Joining me today will be some Ponies with Pockets regulars, such as well, some folks behind the scenes, some are folks you may know very well. First, there is Rederik Wood, voice of many characters, including one, the Dragon. He will be in the game as a player.
I don't know what you're expecting from me. I really haven't done this voice in quite some time, so I might be a little rusty.
Oh, I could tell. John apparently hit puberty. Hashtag quick warning, some language, both in and out character, may be unsuitable for viewers or fans who are under the ages of 18. So if you do not have parental permission, parental supervision, or aren't 18 years old, then you may not want to watch this. Please step away, my darlings. We don't want to have any trouble.
I'm just going to say this right now. Please use your discretion with this, because think of our editors. Bleep
Yes.
are expensive.
Yes, they are. Good job, Red.
Expensive. Sorry about that.
Oh, great. I already have to add some bleeps. Fantastic.
Those other voices you've heard so far, the first being Frej, who has voiced many characters, including lots of villains in Ponies with Pockets productions. We have Lightning Blast, who hasn't voiced anything yet, but he has been involved in a production at various points.
Yeah, I was a sound editor at one point.
Yes, you were. And of course, also joining us is a newer member of the team. You've probably heard of his work over in our friends in...
Pony in a box?
Yeah, Pony in the Box. Sorry, it's been so long since we've done anything.
I know.
Self-joke. But yes, Pony in the Box editor, plus Ask Not My Division's very own Trademark.
Hello.
And then also, you've been hearing him off and on, is Jestre DeRama, everyone's new favorite doctor.
Hello.
Jester, however, will not be joining us as a player. Jester is here just to run video and audio for us. We thank you so kindly, Jester.
No problem.
All right. So what does one do in a D&D session 0 or meeting 0? Well, friends, this is when we get to do the fun bits of making up our characters, introducing them to all of you, and setting up the basic ideas of the campaign.
Yay!
Now, granted, some of this might be a tad...
Boring.
Yes, it will be slightly boring if you unless you like listening to people ramble on and make jokes and just goof around while they're mumbling about and making memes. So if this isn't quite your speed, tune in next time for when we have our full and proper session when you can hear us muddle about in the adventure proper. For now, though, this is pretty much what we're going to get for the rest of the video recording, what have you. So. Who am I? Why is the fangirl calling the shots here? Because, friends, in this game, I am the Dungeon Master, the god of this world!
Oh, no.
Lightning strike of sound effects.
While our characters may roll dice to see what they will do and how well they will do it, or how poorly, I am the one who interprets that however I wish. I will send them where I want, and they will do as I say.
What? You're gonna railroad this campaign?
I won't railroad it, certainly not. I like to I do roller coasters and semi-structured sandboxes. What does that mean? Well, first of all, we have to cover all the basic terms that we just threw out there. Railroading a game is essentially where the Dungeon Master, that would be my part, puts all the players on a specific storyline, and no matter what path they choose, no matter what decision they make, if it is against the storyline, the GM will negate it or fudge it up or essentially just tell them, no, you can't do that, you're going to do this. And sometimes that can be fun when done right, which is what I call the roller coaster method, where there is a plot, there is a good bit of structure in there, and the dungeon master does have a set idea of where they want their players to go, but they're more willing to throw in new stuff as well as work with the players, various different means of solving a problem or going about an issue. Let's just say that Trademark's character, who we will introduce shortly, but Trademark's character decides he doesn't want to use negotiation tactics with somebody. He doesn't want to talk it out. He just wants to smack him in the head with his axe or a club. Well,
Ouch.
if doing so would cause them a problem later on, I will make sure to add in that problem later, but for now, I will make sure it gets them to the next point, depending on what the next point is. But yeah, if there is a plot, I will make sure it is loosely followed, or that at least it follows some beats. If that's what I call the roller coaster rather than the railroad. The railroad says, okay, we're stopping here. Next stop, Zanzibar. So the other term we threw out was sandboxing. A sandbox adventure means anything goes. You make one decision, say there's a fork in the road, one to the left, one to the right. The story could technically be over on the left road, but the players decide, we don't want to go to the left road. It looks dark and scary and creepy. We want to go to the right side of the road, which looks sunny and bright and looks like there could be beaches and lots of drinks. So they can go to the right side of the road and follow a whole new thing, and then I, as the DM, would have to just make up stuff on the fly. That's not a bad way to do it. Now, granted, that would mean an entire story arc could be missed, but that's fine.
You can throw it in later.
We can fill it in later, or we can get back to it at another point, depending on what happens. But that's, again, something for the DM to determine. Sandboxing can be a good thing as well as a bad thing. Same with a plot-based one, like I call the roller coaster story. So that's essentially what it is. I like to do a mixture of roller coasters mixed with sandboxing. I like a good bit of exploration, multiple storylines that my players can adventure through. But if there is a plot involved, I would like them to somehow, at least mostly, stick into it. And if they do miss something important, rest assured, I will smack it in somewhere later, but I'm going to do it in a way that they won't ever know that I did it.
You can also rest assured that this GM, if given enough resources, will utilize every single one of those resources.
I certainly will. I'm also not above 3 major rules of just tomfoolery and shenanigans. They are the rule of cool, where if a player decides they want to pull off a cool move or a cool action, or just they want to do something that's really cool and narratively it would fit, I may allow it. Depending on the situation and what they're trying to do. Will I do it all the time? Probably not. But I do like the rule of cool here and there, so I will occasionally allow that. Next is the rule of anime. If a situation is building itself up if a situation is building itself up such that it follows an anime trope, I'm going to use that anime trope either for the dramatic effect or for comedic effect. And as Trademark will tell you, I've done that before.
Yes.
So if I just start squatting and screaming, you're going to make me go Super Saiyan?
No, if you start if you meet an NPC whom you squabble with all the time, I may make them your love interest, whom you have a love-hate relationship with.
Yes, she will.
Oh, God.
Depending on the situation and what you roll, that will happen, and it has happened to me.
With another player, by the way. Anyway.
Yes.
Oh man.
Anyway, there's no guarantee I will do that every time. Again, I will follow the situation as it goes. But I do like occasional anime tropes, and I will throw them in. Number 3, the rule of surprise. I like to throw surprises in. I like to throw little nuances and subversions of tropes and storyline or just storytelling, so that my friends can be thoroughly entertained, but also so if they think they know what the heck's coming up, I can prove them wrong.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh,
So if you think you know how my story's going to go, you better think again.
I think
Well, I
it's
have
going
no
to be a
idea.
fantasy story.
Well, that's to expect in one of the Fangirls campaigns. Well, you can expect some pop culture or retro references. You can expect some comedy. You can expect lots of drama. You can expect lots of death. Death of the players? I don't know, but there will be lots of death. So, if again, viewer discretion advised, there will be violence mentioned in these games. If that kind of makes you squeamish, you might want to go and watch another video. But then again, we do host Doctor Who, and the Doctor is rife with lots of danger.
Oh, plenty.
And what else to expect in one of my campaigns? You can expect me sometimes to not know what I'm doing.
Dude,
I think you can expect that from all of us.
I have no fear in admitting this is my first time running a 5th edition campaign. I'm not afraid to. I'm going to study as much as I can in between my real life or my offline life to make sure it is enjoyable. But for the most part, I'm still new to this. I may make a mistake. I may read something wrong and then come and find out later I did it the wrong way. I'll do my best in the future to fix it and follow the rules more properly. But friends, I'm going to tell you now, as the DM, in the end, it's my choice what to do. It's my choice how to interpret these rules, how to interpret these guidelines. And I'm going to do what I know is best for my players' enjoyment and for story, rather than be a rules Nazi.
Dude, about the whole violence thing in the Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
My premiere in this show
was a war story.
No, my premiere in this
Oh,
show.
I died as well.
Where I was a giant ice worm that the Doctor melted at the end.
Yes, you did. So you know the
And I
violence.
got murdered by a lich.
I got murdered by a doctor and a son.
Wow, that's older.
And I was a
I
ghost.
don't even know if I
Hey,
can do
I
that voice
think.
anymore.
Oh,
So
yeah.
violence in this channel is par for the course, even if it is cartoon violence or Doctor Who violence. So now you're gonna see some fantasy violence. Anyway,
Yay.
I'm like,
some things. Now, those are some things that you guys watching or observing us can expect. What can my players expect from me? Well, maybe. What you can definitely expect from me. Here's some things that I want to share with you guys, just you guys the players, so you know how the square of it. 1, I will try my best never to take away your agency. If it ever feels like I'm railroading you, let me know. If you ever feel like you are not engaged enough in the story and you are getting bored and you really just don't feel like you have reason to be involved, let me know. I will throw something in there to keep you involved. I will not let you be bored.
When in doubt, throw a giant banana into the scene.
Indeed.
I would like to add in something.
Yes.
This is my first time
I
playing.
say actually a giant banana, but like a dragon or whatever.
That's fine.
Excuse me?
It is, for a lot of folks, it is their first time playing. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand, hun. So I know everyone's going to make mistakes. I'm going to make mistakes too. That's just par for the course for human beings, except for Rederik, who is a tree.
Don't you forget it, Lassie.
Don't worry, his jokes are always very wooden.
Oh, you just splintered that one.
I know, I should leave it be.
I already made that one.
Cast a corner
No.
cold on you. For that
So-
one.
I think we need to. I think these jokes are barking mad. Let's just go move forward.
Yeah, I'm potting for something else.
So anyway, that's the thing you can expect. I will do.
Getting real bored after that one.
I'm sorry, I'm looking through the list of possible
Huh?
flaws on the
I'm trying.
list here.
Oh,
And
wonderful
someone
flaws.
says, Okay, I would offend somebody if I read this, so I'm probably not going to. But
I'm trying.
Try not to yet. Let's leave that for a little later.
People definitely.
To sum up, yes, I will ensure that you have a reason to be involved in a game, and I will try not to throw you into a railroad track. Expectation in my game's number 2. I'm not going to kill you before you hit 3rd level. I just think that whether I'm starting at square 1 on level 1 or going up to level 2, it's a bit boring if you go and die during the first adventure. Because where's the fun in that? It can be funny, it can be dramatic, but there's not as much fun as if you've actually gone on a full-on adventure. So I'm going to make sure that everybody makes it to level 3, but then after that, the training wheels come off, kid gloves thrown off, no more Miss Nice Guy. Death means death after level 3, so be careful, make wise choices.
There's no way we can afford a resurrection at that time.
Mm-mm.
Dun dun dun.
And sorry,
go on.
And the 3rd expectation. I will throw in occasional things of my own home. Again, this goes along with the idea that I don't follow. That I'm new to this, and I may not follow all the rules strictly to the letter. I'm also going to throw in a few bits of my own homebrew. What are things of my own homebrew? People are allowed to pick up a pet or a follower. But as a follower, it's essentially a second character that they can play. I will roleplay that character, as they will start off as an NPC, and then I will give them that character as their follower. But then, when it comes to combat, the player character must roll for their follower in order to be involved in combat, or as a spellcaster, or whatever have you. When it comes to skill checks, same deal. I will roleplay that character and what they say and do, and then the player character can can actually roll for them. This allows for 2 things. 1, in the off chance that should any of the players in here die in character, they now technically have a spare character that they can play. Or if you don't get a follower, you get a pet. Pets, same deal. You can make whatever noises you want for them, sound effects, what all have you.
Oh boy.
And then during combat, if you wish for them to be involved in combat, you will roll for them and then describe and then I will just interpret however it is.
All right, then I want a pet goldfish. I will use him in battle.
I'll tell you what pet you get, and you're gonna like it.
I know. I'm just joking.
Turtle.
I know.
Helicopter.
It'd be funny to have this Dragonborn have a cat.
Again, please wait for me to actually let you find something to make a pet.
A pet kobold that just happened to come around.
A pet excuse me? I prefer the term minion.
With that, fourth expectation with me. I will never throw an enemy at you that is more powerful than you can conceivably face.
Thank you.
How broken warlocks are.
I have been in too many campaigns where the DM or the GM has decided these level 5 characters can hit somebody with an AC of 20.
Of course.
So
makes perfect sense. Why are they all dead?
Exactly.
Well, running is an alternative.
But not every player wants to run. You don't get hand me my own gun and say fire.
What?
Essentially, you don't tell me that I can do my thing when I know how to do my thing. So.
All right.
But yeah, I've been in too many campaigns where I've been thrown up against an enemy who has an armor class set way too high, and me and my fellow party members just could not roll the dice well enough that we get nat 20s plus buffs every time. So I will never do that to any of my players. I will never throw something at you that you cannot conceivably defeat unless you have a buff. There will be some form of buff or additional arsenal on your side that's going to help you be able to fight the thing or things that I will throw at you. You will have someone or something there. There will always be a magic item in your pocket somewhere. That's not a spoiler. That's just an expectation. I'm not going, but yeah, I will not throw stuff at you that you can't honestly kill. It may take you a while, but you will eventually be able to kill it. However,
if you bash your head against the wall enough times, eventually it'll fall over.
That being said, if I give you these buffs, if I give you this little arsenal, and if I give you these extra bits to help you, and your dice just screw up, they just don't do it, then I'm sorry, but then that's the exception to that rule, because the dice have spoken, and you'll end up dying. But I'll make sure it's in a narratively satisfactory way. But that being said, those are the expectations in the 4 expectations you can always find in the Fangirls games. All that now stated out of the way, let's meet the players. Rather, let's meet their characters. Let's start with the folks who have finished their characters or have a basic idea at least. Trademark, would you like to go first? The silence I will take for a no.
Either that or he's AFK for the moment.
He might be. Well, until he returns. Rederik, what do you have so far for your character?
Oh, you mean ideas? Because I have a pretty good idea.
Well, not just idea, like information.
Give me a second. I'm still trying to get a list of things.
No, I didn't mean to press that.
Question.
Uh-oh.
A component pouch and arcane focus.
Pardon?
Would you mind saying that again, please?
There's Trademark.
It doesn't even have it in this thing's repository. An arcane focus or a component pouch.
I'll go with an arcane focus.
Yeah, well, apparently this thing doesn't have that in its list, so I have to look up what that thing actually does.
I think it's mostly just a thing that you use as a con for your magic.
All right, then
Like
I'll
a
put
magic
it.
ring.
Where's my inventory?
Like, for a cleric, they pull out a symbol of their god. For a wizard, they pull out an old talisman or a necklace or a staff.
A ring.
Okay. Well,
I will not be throwing the frickin' one ring in here. Do not expect it.
Snug.
Rimbato.
Shall we begin then?
All right, let's begin proper. Rederik, again, give us your idea. If you don't have everything set, go ahead and just give us your idea. And now he's AFK, but at least Trademark's
no.
back.
I'm reading something.
That's okay. I'm sorry. We're professionals!
I am so
Professional.
professional. I only realized we're making characters today.
Hey,
Spur of the moment.
roll with the moments. You only live once.
YOLO.
I do not.
Yes.
I do not Rolo with YOLO.
Well, someone's rolling a lot.
So,
Someone's rolling some stuff.
I'll come up
Well
with a
done.
voice for the character later.
Yeah, you can
that's
do
Say
a
that
that.
in
voice
like
set up
15 minutes or so.
already.
But, so far, I have decided to play this game as Snokdu, the Kobold Warlock. Cast out for. Okay, I'll work on the story. But,
Cast out into the world for reasons unknown.
Yeah, we'll go with that. But yeah, so far, as the story goes, it is a kobold warlock who has decided to find himself a new god. that being any large lizard-like things, and the first thing he happened upon happened to be a dragonborn. So why does my thing keep changing back into HP core and bio on my sheet? I'm not clicking anything.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking at it.
Oops.
Oh yeah, that's what happens. It actually switches between when you.
I'm sorry. I'll click off of there.
So anyway, yeah, Kobold Block going to try to appease the nearest lizard, and that happens to be, in whatever way he thinks the lizard would like, usually revolving around gratuitous amounts of magic and violence.
Which in this case would be you would be serving Thorin Green Scales. A good segue.
Yeah.
All right. So, Lightning Blast. You will be playing Thorin Green Scales. Tell us about him.
Well,
Well, let's start with his what is his class?
Well, he's a monk.
And his alignment.
He's neutral good.
And he is a Dragonborn.
That is correct.
All right. And it's okay that right now you don't quite have an idea of what you want to do. It'll get in there in time.
Yep.
All right. So there is Lightning Blast Read Scales. Next, we'll go to Trademark again. Trademark,
Right.
tell us about your character.
Right. Well, I have created Mugobar, who is a half-orc barbarian. He's basically very headstrong and a sort of glory or death kind of being, considering that he is basically, well, half-orc barbarian. He's very aggressive and bestial, not necessarily terribly bright when it comes to certain scenarios, but he's not necessarily dumb, thankfully.
Gotcha. Have you thought about any background you want to get in? Any kind of story?
Unfortunately, I got nothing just yet.
Okay, that's fine.
Brother
Again,
Ryan.
that's fine. Again, this is session 0. We're still fleshing these out.
Bonds.
Next is Frej, who is playing Pine Frostbeard.
Aye, that be me.
Tell us about Pine.
Pine Frostbeard is originally from the world of the Fae. He has recently happened upon this mortal plane by accident, and is currently finding his surroundings. He is a first folk. They are known as the first folk. They are the first peoples of the Fey realms. He is a season Fey of the Winter Court.
Thus, when coming out of this world of the rest of your kind, you're coming into this world fairly new, but because you are seasoned, you are technically level 2. Have you picked a class yet?
Yes. I will be using the Paragon class of the first folk in First Folk Paragon.
All right, first folk Paragon works for me. Very good, thank you. And also very good voice for using to be using for this. Yay! Can you tell I'm excited?
Very good.
Yay!
So there's our characters so far, and again, sadly Jestre won't be joining us as a player, but I may use future stuff as an NPC.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
He also has one eye.
I'm a pirate, you see.
Like Odin.
Brilliant! Works with us because, friends, normally this kind of info is saved for the first session, the first actual session, and the adventure proper. I'm going to go ahead and let everyone know we're going to be taking our story is going to be taking place in a realm that is somewhere that is a little bit of a mix. There is going to be some sailing. There may be pirates. I haven't decided that yet, or have I?
Uh-oh.
I haven't decided yet. But there are sailing vessels. There are ships. There are harbors. There are many different places that people can go to if they're sailing. There's also some pretty good landscapes that people can visit, even if they stay inland. But it is possible to sail and journey the seas and all the various continents available. That said, this is also obviously fantasy. We've got fae, we've got orcs, we've got kobolds. And if you're a World of Warcraft player like I am, we're not talking the Nordic candle kobolds. We're talking about scaly reptile people.
No touch candle.
I'm not going to plug any artists here, but you guys can look that up on your own merits.
No, I've had a poke at that link, and it's very good.
Oh, the great quest.
No, I don't mean that link in particular. I mean, there are people that draw kobolds.
Ah, gotcha.
On the great quest.
But anyway, and so on and so forth. We've got these fantasy races. They're going to be meeting other races in the world. And it's just essentially going to be a grand old time.
We'll have a grand old time.
Mm-hmm. There will also be numerous gods and goddesses in this world. Will they have some agency in here? Are they actually going to control stuff?
I'm going to tell you right now, Lassie, there's one god that's not going to be appearing in this because he's not owned by you.
This is fair enough.
Is it Shrek?
I will make him a god if you want.
my
me.
Somebody once told me.
No.
The world is gonna roll
It's
me.
going to
It's
roll
the
me.
sharpest tool in the shed, kid.
Excuse me, this donkey wants to make waffles. I don't know why.
Please, no more. For now, anyway. Anyway, and also,
Oh, I was supposed to be at the gym by now. I can skip it for today.
Primal
D&D is
spell
more
check.
important.
Okay.
Has to be true.
Hey, says you. I've managed to lose 35 pounds doing this.
Awesome job.
I know, I'm kidding. I know the
Be careful.
importance of going on a good workout, but rolling dice can be a good workout in and of itself. I get it.
We
I-
Mentally and
finely
physically.
muscular wrists.
Gotta keep your wrists
Oh,
strong,
gosh.
huh?
Here come the horse lap.
Oh boy.
Oh lordy. Anyway,
What?
anyway,
Nay.
all that said, our story is going to begin in the town of Saltmarsh.
No.
Woo!
A little,
Okay,
as
on.
you can see on the screen, we've had this map up here in the background. That is where our group will be starting at. There is a key for all the places that they can go to in town. I'm going to tell you this: there is one place that is not listed on the map.
Ooh.
I will not reveal what that is until the actual adventure. But for now, I will just say that this is mostly accurate.
I have a feeling I know what this place may be, but I will say nothing as well.
So with that, this is where we're going to start. And here's the background, the basic background of how players will be meeting. I will rehash it again later during the adventure proper, but I'm going to let you guys go ahead and get a little preview. The story will begin aboard a small ship known as the Crest. Upon the Crest will be a strange group of travelers. Naturally, there will be people, humans, dwarves, halflings, a few elves and half-elves, the usual folk that you would see on such places. Some will be adventurers seeking fame and fortune in new lands across the seas. Some will be seasoned veterans of great deeds and actions, just looking for a place to rest as they go about their next big, great adventure. And then, of course, we will have the few who stand out a little too much.
Who would
Beginning,
be
of
that?
course. The first would be the green-skinned fellow who may or may not be antagonizing a stool. Or whatever he may be doing at the beginning of the session. Then there will be the small, scaly a man who is following the much larger scaly man. And no one's willing to go near that strange sight. Then, of course, there will be the intimidating fellow who practically radiates magic and ancient wisdom. He is equal parts intimidating and awe-inspiring. And those will be our 4 odd men out on the ship before it docks in Saltmarsh Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If you're referring to my character as wise, he's got 8 wisdom.
I said he looked wise, and not that he actually was.
He looks very wise.
Looks very wise, they say, as he eats paint chips.
This is paint chip stuck in his beard.
I will make that canon in a couple of weeks. Don't test me.
She will do it. She will do it.
By the way, first folks, they get something called a seeming, which essentially is a disguise form, which you can switch between.
That's fair enough, if you want to use that disguise form during...
So, basically, his true form could be like a tree with legs, or like his seeming could be like an elf with a normal-looking elf with a beard.
Alright. Which would mean you'd have to be really dang old to be an elf with a beard, because elves typically look like they're in their mid-20s to late 40s at the old.
Yeah. I'll just pretend that I'm really wise. Yes, of course.
They'll never suspect a thing while you pick your teeth with a nail.
Bluff check. Also, they're also adverse to iron, like iron objects.
Oh, of course. So, rusty nail won't work here. Anyway, but yes, something along those lines is how we'll probably be beginning our adventure, and we'll see where it goes from there. I cannot obviously give too much away. Why? Because spoilers.
Spoilers.
And I would never give spoilers, darling. So, all that said, I think that's really the meat and bones of it all. Yep, that's really the meat and bones of it all. So, I think that's where we'll formally end session 0. We may continue to put some out and, figure things out once recording is over here. But for you folks watching our channel, this is going to be it for a little while. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. And if you liked this, if you're curious about what we're going to do here, if you want to see the actual adventure when it comes out, and you're not subscribed to Ponies with Pockets Gaming yet, click that subscribe link down below. If you think we just sound like a bunch of idiots in troll, go ahead and post a comment in the down there in the doobly-doo, or sorry, the blah blah. Post it in the blah blah. We're not going to care.
And the blah blah.
So the doobly-doo is where we're going to put links and stuff. But no, go ahead and tell us what you think of the blah blah if you want to be a troll. We don't care, because why? In this game, we take axes to trolls.
Farewell, travelers.
So, try it. Just try it. We dare ya.
Sorry, I missed everything you said for the last 10 minutes.
Be sure you hit the bell icon.
It's gonna get cut off.
Hit the notification bell if you are a subscriber and you want to definitely not miss our actual session coming up. It will be in about 2 weeks' time, because why? In spite of our us being nerds, we do have lives, we do have jobs, we do have interests outside of ponies and D&D and other stuff. So we're going to be busy with all of that, as well as prepping the actual game and finishing up our characters so that they're actually very, very interesting to listen to. Anyway, subscribe, notify, leave a good comment. If you leave a troll comment, remember, we do have access. And until next time, everybody, this is Ponies with Pockets Gaming, and good night.
How much did I miss?
Bye.
My character emanates ancient wisdom, has 8 wisdom.
Also, you should post a troll comment.
So they would think.
Yes, I did do the troll.
If you leave a troll comment, I will poison you with my breath.
You'll have to use
Was that
fire
everything?
or acid against the troll comments.
That's why I said if you are a troll, we do have axes.
Acid or fire would work.